All right. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Susie of the 𝒂𝒐𝒏 and welcome to the Create Your Own Freedom series. This is a show where you can learn from different coaches around the world who are actively transforming and building a digital business at the same time. And for the past year, I've been traveling around the world meeting all these amazing coaches from different sides of the world, even locally, and learning from them about mindset, about their passion, about their love for serving other people through coaching while chasing their own freedom. And through this series, I'm bringing them to you as we learn from their expertise and get inspired by their stories. And for today, I'm so excited because we are going to talk to one of my fellow Filipino coaches who is also very much into mindset, specifically growth mindset, and has a very similar story with mine because we're going to talk about how do we actually thrive in the middle of a crisis, not just survive, but actually uh, become, on our way to success, like thriving. And we are going to hear about her story today. So I hope you guys are ready. Let me just check who's here. And just say hi if you are tuning in from anywhere. And please join in on the conversation while we're discussing. So this is not really a very formal training, um, more like a discussion, more like an open conversation about what it takes to actually thrive in your digital business and how you can use growth mindset to um, to dream about or to manifest and really take action about your biggest dreams. So with that, let me welcome to our online stage Chryz Concepcion. Hi, Chris.
Hello. Hi. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello. Good afternoon. So, while Chris is here, I'm just gonna tell a little bit of her story. So, Chris is a licensed civil engineer turned mindset and social media manager coach, and her 7 years of experience in the corporate setup help her understand the personal and career growth needs of the working population, like professionals, leaders, and breadwinner moms. And her passion for teaching and helping others understand complicated things in a more comprehensive way led her to become a coach in the freelancing space. And she is now the CEO and founder of ChryzCon.co Institute. It's an online coaching company that specializes in helping startup freelancers accelerate their business growth while setting them up for long-term success under Caliber Virtual Academies program. And we're going to talk about that later on. And aside from that, her main coaching program, which will be launched soon for leaders in corporate, aiming to help them lead by amplifying their members' uniqueness using epigenetics. I'm really curious about this in order to skyrocket their impact and influence in the workspace. Again, welcome, Chris, to the show. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me, actually. I'm more grateful.
Yay! Okay, we got MM from Angat Pinay. Hi, MM. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Hello,
Okay, so I
MM.
think, yes, the people will just dive in on the conversation. Oops, someone's calling me on a live webinar. Okay, so let's. It happens a lot on the live session, so let's dive
Yeah.
right in because I know your story is really amazing and inspiring. I want to know like how did you get into freelancing into becoming a coach? So how was life before doing digital business and freelancing?
Um, well, I was working as a sales representative for the Visayas. That was before the pandemic. And so the pandemic
Mm-hmm.
hit. Well, by that time, I was actually earning like 50,000 plus with car allowance and all the allowances that
Yeah,
a
yeah.
sales
Mm-hmm.
representative have. And so I was earning really good and I was living the life. but in the corporate world. Yeah.
Okay.
And that was the best because I can eat anywhere I want to eat. And
Yeah,
the
yeah,
money
yeah.
was not a problem. So yeah, the pandemic
Love that.
hit, and that was I was actually just gave birth. So
Yeah.
December I gave birth, and then the pandemic hit by March. So that was just 3 months after. So yeah, that was I had a big responsibility because I'm also a breadwinner. So my husband is
Mm-hmm.
a seaman, and he did not work yet as a seaman. So I'm alone in
Mm-hmm.
the journey of earning income. So I was like from 50,000 to zero. It was rock bottom. And I didn't have time to waste. Like, I actually
Yeah.
just cried for 5 minutes inside my car. And then
Oh.
I'm like, I need to start looking for clients, because by that time I was already like a month in the freelancing space looking for clients. Actually, 3 days just 3 days after the training, I already got hired. I just said
Mm-hmm.
no to the client because five
Right.
hundred dollars per month is not enough for me. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense because I'm
Oh.
already at 50,000 per month, and I'm gonna accept
Yeah.
that. So I said
Mm-hmm.
no to a lot of offers before I
Mm-mm.
finally said yes to a premium
Yeah.
client. And after that, yeah, I got a client, a premium client. My first client was premium, and then uh, other clients start coming in because I have attended a
Mm-hmm.
lot of interviews. So it's
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
they all started coming back to me, approaching me if I'm still open to work with them and all that. So in just three
Yeah.
months' time, I actually hit my 100K. And that's the reason why
Mm-hmm.
I became a coach right now for newbie or new social media managers and freelancers. So yeah, that was the
Yay!
story. That was the backstory of that.
See, what a story! And I think you, because I read the form. Yeah,
Oh
like
yeah.
you were earning 14K before
Ah
as a
yes, before
licensed,
that.
yes, civil engineer, and then you
Yes.
jumped to
Mm-hmm.
50K, and then you're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm not gonna be 50K. Yes, that's gonna be my standard now. Okay, I'm not gonna settle for less than 50K, and then going to
Exactly.
social media management, and then going to having your own online academy. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so
Yeah.
proud of
I
you.
didn't
Yeah.
realize I can do that.
'Di ba? I mean, it's something that I guess this is something I can resonate with because I also lost my job at the start of the pandemic because my business
Mm-hmm.
lost income because we are in a tourism industry, hospitality business. So, yeah, it's basically like I lost all my income. And I can imagine the hardships, the anxiety while going through that. Or maybe it's not hardship for you. What was the turning point for you when you said like, okay, this I'm going to be a coach or I'm going to be a freelancer?
Yeah, it was like I realized after a few weeks that I'm actually like I'm the happiest laid off employee of the year. Because before I got laid off, I was actually thinking of resigning already because it was not really my passion. I really hate
Yeah.
sales, and it was amazing that I lasted for 2.5 years in the industry, and actually I would say I would give that to my manager because I really had a great manager, like somebody
Mm-hmm.
who understands that mistakes are a must so that you will learn in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I
That's
was
true.
already thinking of resigning, but the reason why I was happy that I got laid off is because I got like 3 or 4 times the financial return that I should have only gotten if I resign myself. Like, one fourth
Yeah.
of that is
Mm-hmm.
what I'll get if I resign. But I got laid off, so they gave me 4 times of that, and that gave me a
Oh.
buffer. It became an emergency fund for me to be able to
Mm-hmm.
look for other stream of income. So Yeah, it
Yeah.
was sad and scary at first, of course, but especially because just after I got laid off, my expenses shoot up to three times. So that was my monthly
Yeah.
expenses, and that's because basically we have to move to a new house, and then I have to be the one to pay for my car and all that. So, and I
Mm-hmm.
had no
Mm-hmm.
source of income. So, but I
Mm-hmm.
ended up thanking God that I got laid off instead because again because of
Mm-hmm.
the four times of the money that I received, and because if I resign again, that will be a disaster. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I already discovered freelancing a month before that. So I took the layoff as an opportunity to not go back to my 9 to 5 job anymore. And I actually, my manager was so, he was so willing to help me get a new job. He
Mm-hmm.
already
Mm-hmm.
gave me
Mm-hmm.
a referral like, hey, here is an opening for you, you can apply
Yeah.
to this one. And I actually just ignored it. I didn't tell him that I was already transitioning to freelancing. Then yeah, the discovery of wanting to be a coach was that point. So I'm like, I was already coaching for free to other freelancers
Mm-hmm.
because they were
Mm-hmm.
asking me, hey ma'am, how can I do this, what if the client is this, what
Mm-hmm.
if that, what will I do, what will I do? So I was coaching them one on one via chat, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm already
Mm-hmm.
coaching, and
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
don't I
Yeah.
transition to coaching? And that's the time that I found the course that we're both in, and
Yeah.
thank God I found that because Caliber
Yeah.
was born because of that. Yeah.
I love it. Oh my god. You know what? Again, a
Yeah.
lot of similar things because when I got not really laid off, but when I quit my corporate job, I was also offered like a redundancy pay. So that was my
Yeah,
that
redundancy,
was my
exactly.
yeah, that was my buffer. And then yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's all about like using that, that buffer for an opportunity for you to really do what you really want to do, because it's like the
Mm-hmm.
universe is sending you all the signals that, guys, okay, I'm giving you this opportunity, so make sure that you maximize it.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
And
That's true.
yeah, and to be fair, you look really happy with what you're doing. So I think that
Yeah, I
this is
am.
really what, yeah, this is really what all of these things that happen to you, this is your
Mm-hmm.
purpose basically. So
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you found coaching and we met in Boss Graham Academy and I have you right
Yes.
now. There is
Yeah.
no coincidence.
Yes,
And
exactly. I
yeah,
believe that.
yeah, definitely. Also, because one of my advocacies as well is to actually empower and encourage everyone to get out of their 9 to 5 and become an entrepreneur, no matter what kind of entrepreneur you want to be. Like when I started coaching as well, I do startup in food and business and food and hospitality business, and then I switched to coaching. And you said earlier, that's right. Usually, when you are starting as a coach, well, you are taking clients for free just because a lot of people are already approaching you like, oh, how to do this, how to
Mm-hmm.
do that. So yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the, yeah, usually it's how we get started, like, oh, there's actually a big coaching industry that is thriving right now because of the pandemic
Uh-huh.
as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, so
It
it's one of the
is.
opportunities, yeah, one of the opportunities that we have maximized, both of us. and
Yeah, exactly.
um and about, let's talk about the Caliber Virtual Academy. How did it get
Mm-hmm.
started? What's your personal goal on this online space, online academy?
Yeah, well, Caliber was born, as I said, because I started coaching for free, and I found
Mm-hmm.
the need to, actually, it stemmed from the need of a lot of Filipinos who are actually trying to transition from their 9 to 5 or from being jobless. They're having a hard time
Mm-hmm.
transitioning into freelancing. They want to do freelancing, but they don't have an idea how they can get a client, or if they will be able to get a client, how they can even
Yeah.
hit their target income. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
they transition from their 9 to 5, like they have, for
Mm-hmm.
example, they have 30,000 salary per month,
Yeah.
and when they transition to
Mm-hmm.
freelancing, they're just at 30,000 still. So it's like it's
Mm-mm.
actually useless because by now they're still an employee but just
Yeah.
don't have benefits. So it could have been
Right.
better
Right.
if they just stayed in their job, right? So now my
Yeah.
the goal of Caliber is to help startup freelancers and especially social media managers to
Mm-mm.
hit their target income, their first 100K in 3 months. And of course, the
Mm-mm.
reason why it's 3 months, because most freelancers, especially the experienced one, they'll be like, that is too far. Like I can hit that for just
Mm-mm.
1 month. Okay, I get you. I can actually hit that for 1 month. But the reason why it's 3 months is because I want to set them up for long term success, not just for a now
Right.
success. Because
Mm-hmm.
I experienced that. Like I hit my target income fast, but I also got burned out fast. So if
Yeah.
you will not
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
right, the thing is you
Mm-hmm.
will give up on freelancing because you were burnt out too early. That's why Caliber
Yeah.
is there, because I am actually addressing these three things that freelancers are struggling with. So first is the
Mm-mm.
skill set acquisition, which is accelerated, and then their
Yeah.
mindset. This is the biggest one. 75% of my program is all about mindset, because
Mm-mm.
your
Mm-mm.
skills and your strategies are useless without your mindset being in the right position. Without
Yeah.
having the right mindset, those are useless. So I have the strategies as
Yeah.
well for looking for premium clients. So yeah, I'm
Mm-mm.
focusing on those three, but the biggest one is mindset. So that's the reason why Caliber is there.
Yeah, completely agree with that. Even in my program, every module will always talk about mindset as well. There's strategy, of course, but I do agree that 90% of the time, like it's really the mindset. It doesn't matter how many modules you have in your program, but if their brain is not ready to accept any learning, then it doesn't matter. So let's talk about
Exactly.
mindset. Yeah, let's talk about mindset because
Mm-hmm.
I know you're a mindset coach as well, and you've said it earlier. Like this is the biggest part of your program. Um, how can you differentiate?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people are still stuck on that idea that it's either I can or I cannot. This is a fixed mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
want to know, like, yeah, because whatever your story, whatever you've you've experienced during the pandemic. Well, we're still in the pandemic, and even on different crises in our
Mm-hmm.
lives. I think that it's very important for us to emphasize that we need to believe in ourselves, or there's a belief in our heads that this is just a phase, or this is just a challenge for me. But there are so many people who
Mm-hmm.
are fixated on the kind of mindset that, oh no, I'm a victim of this pandemic, of this crisis. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think about that? Like, how do we actually cultivate growth mindset even when we're facing the crisis? Because I know it's hard, because
Yeah.
I've been there and you've been there.
Yeah. It is hard. So, well, for me personally, because I've been through a lot of kind of challenges, more than just this. Actually, this pandemic is not the hardest challenge that I have faced in my life. So I
Same,
have
same.
experienced a lot more than that. The thing with me
Yeah.
is, I think it because we have different personalities, and we
Mm-mm.
were raised differently, and
Mm-mm.
we grew up in different environments. The thing is, there
True.
are people who are just like us, that when we are thrown with rocks, we build
Mm-hmm.
a building, or we build our castle. So when we are
Yeah.
thrown with lemons, we make lemonade, right? So
Yeah.
it's like we know how to turn things around. We know how to fight back, because we don't want to be the victim to our circumstances. And it
Mm-hmm.
really takes time. It takes experience and a lot of
True.
failures for a person to be able to come into that kind of mindset. It's not
Mm-mm.
it's not innate, because most
Yeah.
of us, actually, we, especially here in the Philippines, we're like, oh, we're just in a third world country, so we're not really worth of that income and
Yeah.
all that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
just in a third world country, so we're not worth of this luxurious things that we see. The first world country is our the first world countries are experiencing. So it's like
Mm-mm.
once you're used to that, the things that are greater than that are kind of a luxury for you already. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when we
So true.
face difficulties, we tend to think that, oh, I deserve this, and so I'm a victim and I cannot fight back, right?
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so a person who has been through a lot of in their lives, they are able to fight back. They're able to
I
fight
love it.
back. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we've been through a lot of those
That's
things, like
that's so true.
SSS.
Yeah, yeah.
You're able to fight back because you're kind of you're fed up with being a
Yeah.
victim. You're fed up being
Mm.
someone who just stays there and do nothing and let life just be, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
have a power, and the number one power that you have actually is your mindset. Because if you don't
That's true.
decide here, no action will be done. You will not do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So the battleground is actually in your mind. If you are not
Mm-hmm.
fighting
Mm-hmm.
here, you are not gonna do anything. So for and I am not saying that those people who do not have the growth mindset yet are not able to change their
Mm-hmm.
lives. All they actually have
Yeah.
to do is get a coach. If you know you need that, get a
Yeah.
coach. Because yeah, I really believe in coaching because I
Me
just
too.
actually realized this morning because I was chatting with another coach. She's
Yeah.
like, you know what? I envy people who grew up with a coach because I realized, oh, when I was in college, I actually had a coach. I just didn't call him a coach, but
Mm-hmm.
I called him a mentor, and it's
Yeah.
really a big it's a big impact in your life because the
Yes.
way that you think changes everything that you do, and so it changes the course of your life. So if you were born so poor, if you were born thinking that, oh, I'm not really that brilliant, I'm really not
Yeah.
talented, you
Mm-hmm.
will grow up and just accept that you're just that. But
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
grow up and get a mentor, get a coach, you will realize that everything has his, I mean, everything and you have a capacity to grow and stretch and develop something
Yeah.
because you have untapped gifts that only a coach
Mm-hmm.
can bring out of you. So that's why I really believe in coaching because we have blind spots. So one
For
thing
sure.
is if you know that your number one problem is your mindset, you really need a coach. And even people who are already
Mm-hmm.
coaches, they know that they need a coach as well.
Oh
Coaches
yes.
need coaches. Right? We know that
Yeah.
because
Yeah. We know
we
that.
will never be a coach if we did not get a coach. We will never be a coach. So if you have a
Yeah.
dream
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
life that is bigger than you, get a coach.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number
Yeah.
one that you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think it's important that you highlight that coaches are not really, there are paid coaches, but there's also
Yeah.
people who are just around you and they're willing to help you and they are very
Exactly.
much willing to mentor you and give you some advice. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
really see the point that you try to, to say no, or some people would just avoid people who are offering their help. Just grab it because, their
Yeah, that's true.
time and energy that is worth
Mm-hmm.
something. And if they're very much
Yes.
willing to help you and say that, you know what, I'm gonna meet with you on a weekly basis even without pay, because I know some people who are very much willing to do that for me, even just have a lunch
Mm-hmm.
with me. I will advise you on something. That's very, very
Yeah.
valuable. I love that.
Yes.
um, and
Yes.
and another thing is that I love what you highlighted here, like the belief system in the Philippines, because part of our limiting belief is our culture. Because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sometimes we have like a third world, limiting belief, like we're just
Yeah.
the Filipinos, we are here to serve other people. Yeah, so we're trying to
Mm-hmm.
limit
Mm-hmm.
ourselves just because we're from the third world country and from the Philippines, and we don't deserve all this XXX amount of money or the luxury in
Mm-hmm.
life just because we are from a third world country. I love that. And I think that that's something that we need to definitely address, because it's hard. Just like what you said, it's not going to happen overnight. It has to be a process. When you undo, not really
Mm.
undo, or not even fix, but really reprogram your mind, because in your subconscious mind it's
Mm-hmm.
like this is only what you can do because you're from a third world country. And
That,
if you've
yeah.
been exposed, yeah, if you've been exposed to that all your life, like if I've been living for 30 years, so it's so hard
Mm-hmm.
to reprogram that thought in your head that this is only what you can do.
Unlearn.
So yeah, it's so hard. So
Mm-hmm.
I do get that it's so hard to create a program that doesn't tackle mindset, because for both of us, even for freelancers or for
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurs, because it's especially in the Philippines, because
Yeah.
we're both servicing primarily Filipinos. And I think this is very
Yeah.
important for those who are listening right now. You have your students here, Blasila, hi.
Yeah.
and
They're
and I got
there.
Rose here as well. I have my students here as well. So thank you so much for listening, guys. So I please chime in the conversation if you have questions. But yeah, this is getting a really good conversation about mindset. So what do
Mm.
you think would be practical ways on how we can cultivate growth mindset? Because again, this is not gonna happen overnight.
Yeah. Me personally, what I did, because we're still growing, right? So as coaches,
Yes.
the number one thing that we should realize ourselves is that we are constantly growing, and we are not
Mm-hmm.
there yet. We'll never get there. Like, we'll never really mature. We're always
Yeah.
in the
Yeah. Yeah.
process of learning and growing.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
I make my students realize that as well, that I'm also learning. So we're all learning in this process. I am your guide, but it doesn't mean that I am your crutches. So
You're
what
not a fairy.
yeah, yeah. So me personally, when I was still on my journey of what's this, obtaining that growth mindset, the first
Mm-hmm,
thing that
mm-hmm.
I actually did was be aware of the things that are holding me back, or the things that
Yeah.
are limiting me. So, of
Mm-hmm.
course, the number one that I know that are limiting me are the things that I already know,
Yeah.
because the
That's
things that
true.
we already know are either they help us to grow, or they hold
Mm-mm.
us back from growth.
Yeah.
So I
Mm-hmm.
experienced this when I was I don't want to mention, but I was part of an organization before. And
Yeah.
this
Uh-huh.
organization was well, they were teaching us these beliefs and all that. And so I embraced those beliefs, and because of those
Mm-hmm.
beliefs, actually they became my limiting beliefs for other things in life. And
Yeah.
because I
Mm-hmm.
already know that, I already knew
Mm-hmm.
those things, I have embraced those things, and those things became part of my system. I have to unlearn those things. And
Yeah.
I actually had like 2 to 5 years of unlearning those things, because it's really hard when you're doing it on your own, and you don't have
Mm-hmm.
a by that time I was detached to my mentor already. So I was
Mm-hmm.
doing it
Mm-hmm.
alone, but I was already
Mm-hmm.
aware what are limiting me, the things that are limiting me. And so we
Mm-hmm.
think that we only have to learn and learn uh, in
Yeah.
order for us to grow. No, there are times you have to unlearn. You have to be
Yeah.
aware the things that you have to unlearn in order for
Mm-hmm.
you to be capable of receiving new things and learning new things, and so that you can grow. So just
Mm-hmm.
like a quote that I saw that says, when a flower does not grow or does not blossom well, you do not fix the
Mm-hmm.
flower, you fix the environment that it is in. So
I
what
love
are
that.
the things that you
Mm-hmm.
have to fix around you? Are you hanging
Mm-hmm.
out with the wrong people? Are you receiving
Mm-hmm.
the wrong kind of beliefs? Are you embracing the
Mm-hmm.
wrong kind of beliefs? So the first
Mm-hmm.
step actually is just be aware. And then once you're
Mm-hmm.
already aware of the wrong beliefs that you have, the wrong perceptions that you have embraced, you have to unlearn those things. And for you
Yeah.
to be able to totally unlearn those things, because those are subconscious things that you
Yeah.
automatically respond to, you
Mm-hmm.
you have to create new experiences for yourselves. This is one thing that I taught my students. You have to create new experiences for yourself, because if you do not experience something, your belief will stay the same. So you have to
Mm-hmm.
experience a new
Mm-hmm.
thing for in order for you to change your belief. And so because you
Mm-hmm.
already experience, because again, all our beliefs, all our perceptions came from our own experiences. You did not just
That's
believe that
true.
just because you believe that,
Yeah.
right? It's
Mm-hmm.
because it came
Mm-hmm.
from your experiences. That's why I am
Mm-hmm.
aware that whatever I believe in, whatever my perception is, doesn't mean that because that is true for me, it's true for the other person, because we have
Yeah.
different experiences, and I have to
Mm-hmm.
accept that, even though I am a coach and I am coaching someone who has a totally different belief. That's the hardest
Mm-hmm.
thing actually
Mm-hmm.
when you're a coach. um
Yeah.
you cannot impose your belief on somebody.
That's true. That's
you
true.
have to you have to teach them how to create their experiences, their own experiences, so that they
Mm-mm.
themselves can change their perception, they can change their belief.
Mm-mm.
And once your
Mm-hmm.
perception and belief changes already, that's the time that you're actually unlearning things. You're already,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the mindset. The number one thing that you really have to grow is your mindset, because that's what stops us from reaching whatever goal that we have, from reaching the dreams that we have. So
Yeah.
yeah, was that practical enough?
Yes, it is practical. I love the way you said, like, you have to change your environment, because a lot of people think that, I know there's a lot of internal work that's going to happen when you are reprogramming, when you are changing and transitioning to a new belief. But I also love the part that you are also exposing yourself to an external environment that really supports your next big goal, because then
Mm-hmm.
you are exposing yourself to new language, to new words, to to you are staying away from those things that will not support you on your next goal. So it's
Mm-hmm.
really a lot of factors, but yes, your environment will be a big part, and that's why we have programs. We have like very exclusive, you have an exclusive program as well. So you have this because we are trying to put you in an environment where you are believing in yourself and you are capable. We want to make, well, you have to believe in yourself as well, but the
Yeah.
collaborations that is happening inside the program, all of these words that we're using on you, it's not because we want to how do you call this, we want to lie to you, but it's because it's just all in your head, and we're trying
Yeah.
to replace those negative words with things that can actually
Mm-hmm.
help you progress on your next step towards your success. So I
Yeah.
absolutely agree with everything you said. And
Thank you.
I love this topic because we're both mindset coaches.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I can talk about
And
this all day.
oh yes, me too. And those, for all of you guys who are listening right now, let me just show this. Dang is one of my students as well. Reprogram our mind for success and not to settle for less. That's very very important. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a lot of the things we're talking about right now is we've been talking about subconscious mind, and from
Yeah.
BGA and from all the other resources that you can look into, it's like 90% of our brain. And you have to remember that our subconscious mind does not know what is wrong or right, what is past or
Mm-hmm.
present, or what is reality or
Mm-hmm.
perception. So it believes whatever you feed into it. Like if you have, just
Yeah.
like what Chris mentioned earlier, it's like experience, it's the culture, it's the things that you're exposed to, even your parents,
Mm-hmm.
the people that you really hang out with. So those are the things that
Exactly.
contribute to the reprogramming of your mind, of your subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't know what is true or false, it just believes. It's a
Mm-hmm.
gullible thing. So
Yeah. That's true.
yeah.
That's true.
So make sure that you are trying to at least change your environment to support you on your next goal. I love this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's veer away from the growth mindset, and then let me go back to your program and your purpose for this program. So what are the biggest challenges right now as a coach inside your program?
Inside the program, it's actually just, you know, we're trying to create results for our students, right?
Yeah.
So the hardest part there is when someone is not willing to do the action,
Oh, yes.
right?
Yes.
Because
That's when the coaching
it,
begins.
yeah, it's like you present all this information, you give all this knowledge that they can have, you do all the motivation and all that, but if somebody is not really willing to do the work, guess what? Because coaching, the reason why the reason why you got a coach is because you need somebody to
Yeah.
not just motivate you. I don't really believe in motivation because I don't need external
Yeah.
motivations. I am
Me too.
motivated myself. So the reason why you got a coach is probably because you need a motivation and you need additional information, but most of all, above all, you need somebody to help you develop a growth mindset, right? And we as coaches,
Yeah. Yeah.
we don't we already know that our students could be in the fixed mindset first, right? Even though they're willing to grow their
Yes.
mindset,
Yes. Yes. True.
there is a tendency for them to stay in the fixed mindset just because they are scared to do things. The fear of
Yeah.
facing their fears. So um, that's I think that's the only hard part of coaching when somebody is not willing to do the
Yeah.
work, because really
Yeah.
as a coach, we are hands off to that because that is already your decision if you are gonna take the action or not.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
cannot push
Yeah.
somebody like that's why you can bring a horse to the water but you cannot make it drink.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. 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 For
that's
sure.
the essence of coaching. We will bring you to the water and you have to be the one to drink, because we're not gonna hold you here and say drink.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to do the work.
Force
It
them to
is,
drink.
yeah, it is a partnership between the coach and the
Yes.
student.
Yeah. 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 It's not
So
a
yeah,
magic pill
that's
for
downside.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That I really love
because
what you mentioned. Yeah. Go ahead.
people think that this is the hardest part. When people believe that if I get a coach, then my life will change, without
Yes.
considering that
Yes.
they have something to do. We're not
Yeah. Yeah.
fairy
Yeah. Yeah.
godmothers like
Yes.
whoosh, you're
Yes.
changed.
I totally agree with that. I agree that this is the hardest part, but also the most fulfilling one. Because just like what I
Yeah.
mentioned earlier, it's when the coaching begins. Because if you have like really good students, oh yeah, your life as a coach would be easy. But there
Yeah,
are
that's true. That's
people
true.
who yeah, there are people who needs extra push for sure, and they need
Yeah, that's
extra
true.
attention. Yeah, but just like what Chris said, this is not a magic pill. Just because you enrolled in a program doesn't mean that you're gonna have like six figure or yeah, diba? It's like when you enrolled in the gym. Somebody mentioned me about this. Like when you enrolled in a gym, a lot of people think that oh, I'm enrolled in a gym, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds in a month, and then they
Yeah.
didn't know that they actually need to lift weight or to go to the gym
Yes.
every day.
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
so yeah, so again, this is another limiting belief that we need to address as a coach. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so definitely, yeah, one of the things that make the coaching business more fun.
Yeah. How you can create results.
Yeah, yeah. And we're always about transformation. So for us, it's
Yes.
like this is
Yes.
part of the job. So whether you cooperate or not is still something that we really need to, it's still something that we're accountable of. So that is,
Yeah.
so don't, so guys, so you have students here, I have students here. So please don't blame us if we push you a little extra because it's
Yeah.
part of our job.
That's part of our job. Like
Yeah.
I kind of I sometimes I think I actually asked my one of my students. I said, "Am I too pushy or whatever?" Because I do follow ups every day. Like, hey guys,
Oh,
what
yes.
module are you in right now? Have you
Oh,
done this?
yes.
Have you done that already? Yeah, I'm that kind of coach because I will keep you accountable for the things that you have committed yourself to do, right?
Yeah.
And if I will not follow you up, you should blame me because, coach, you're there. We need
Mm-hmm,
extra
mm-hmm,
push, so why didn't you?
mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's part
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
of me coaching.
Yes, yeah, me too. Yeah, my students would know. I would do like a community post and then a private post, a private message. Yeah, but yeah, that's what
Yes.
you paid for, guys. You have to maximize us
Yeah.
for doing this.
You have to live with it. You signed up for that.
That's true. That's true. And now I want to know what are your offers? What are because there are people who might be listening right now who might be interested in your program. And yeah, tell us.
Yeah. So right now, my offer under Caliber Virtual Academy is
Mm-hmm.
my social media marketing accelerator course, and now it's at
Mm-hmm.
2.0. So it's actually gonna start. We will open the doors on July 15. So we're still at the enrollment phase. And the earlier
Nice.
you enroll, actually, the better, because that means if we have live coaching from other coaches, you can already
Mm-hmm.
attend. So I am not limiting you that just because we're starting on 15th, you cannot attend that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's already open for enrollment, and sadly, the promo period already ended, and so it is at
Mm-hmm.
its regular price right now, but still with the bonuses. So that is
Mm-hmm.
under Caliber Virtual Academy, and I have an
Mm-hmm.
upcoming coaching program under
Mm-hmm.
ChryzCon.co Institute, which is the
Mm-hmm.
leadership self leadership program.
Oh,
This
I'm
will
curious
be,
about this. The
yeah,
epigenetics.
yeah,
Share something
exactly.
about
And
that.
I'm actually using this for my students already. Um, uh,
Yeah?
we there is a so-called health type. That's why
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned about environment, because epigenetics
Yeah.
is actually about your environment as a person that shape who you are right now. So
Yeah.
there are six health types, and I am a
Mm-hmm.
sensor. That's why I said I am an apologetic sensor. And some of my
Mm-hmm.
students are connectors, and there's diplomat, there is guardian, and
Mm-hmm.
activator, and what's the other one? Guardian, crusader. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I knew that one of my students is a crusader when
Mm-hmm.
she asked something about me from another student, and I'm like, oh, she's a skeptic, she's a crusader. So it's
Ah,
actually amazing.
interesting. Yeah.
Yes, it's amazing, because just by some, what do you call this? But just by some signs that the person is
Yeah.
showing through their psychology, the way they talk, the things that they
Yeah.
prioritize, I can already say what their health type is. But
Mm-hmm.
the specific health type that they are in, and the number that is attached to their health type, will only be
Mm-hmm.
known if they will take the paid test, which is, of course, I'm not offering that yet, because I want to do that for my beta client. So yeah,
Right.
I am incorporating this epigenetics into my corporate coaching program, which will be for corporate leaders, those
Mm-hmm.
managers, supervisors, business owners who are having a hard time connecting to their
Mm-hmm.
employees, to their subordinates,
Mm-hmm.
to their
Yeah.
members. If you are having a
Right.
hard time connecting to those people under you and having an impact and influence over them, so that you
Mm-hmm.
can create results and more revenue for your business, that
Mm-hmm.
is a coaching for you, because we will be tapping into how unique you are, how unique your members are, and how you can communicate with them effectively, that you
Mm-hmm.
will not be putting their health and their mentality in a detrimental position. So it's really exciting. It is exciting. I will start posting about that once. I think I will start that on August. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not posting about it yet on my own page, which is Chris Leadership Coach. I'm still
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
Caliber Virtual, because I want the results for my students for now, for
Yes.
the freelancing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I understand that very well because it's so hard to just focus on two different programs because I do
That's
have two
true.
programs as well. Yeah, and guys,
Oh,
this is
amazing.
the reality of coaches because we have sometimes you have more programs, and because we want to focus on you, we are, taking it slow as well. Okay, let me
Yes,
just do
that's
a
true.
shout out for people who are listening right now. Hi, Eliz. And Blasila was
Hi,
saying, how
Norms.
about connector, coach? What is a connector?
What's the question? Connector is one of the health types. What's the question,
Mm-mm.
Bless?
What is the indicator, maybe? Like, what are the different behaviors that a
Oh,
connector would do? Yeah?
I already knew that Blessella is a connector because connectors are the ones who they initiate conversations with strangers. They are the ones who
Ah,
will welcome
interesting.
you when you come into a group of people.
Mm-mm.
Okay, you're in a group of people, and then
Right.
this one person, the connector will get out of the group to
Mm-hmm.
welcome that someone who just came in. That's the connector.
Oh, okay. So, can we go through everything? So, there's a connector, and you mentioned
Yeah,
earlier about the,
we have a
what was
connector.
that?
There's a guardian. So the
Guardian.
guardians
Okay.
are these people are the family oriented people. So they will die for their
Mm-mm.
family. Like I know everyone can do that, but these people, they are the most stable one and the most misunderstood people because they will choose their family over everything. Like even if
Right,
they
right.
have an opportunity to grow in their career, go somewhere, go
Mm.
to the US or wherever, they will choose their family
Yeah.
over that. So these are the
Mm.
connectors. They love food, by the way. Food and family.
Okay.
They are the people who get hungry.
All the time.
Connectors, yeah. Because these are the big people. These are the huge ones.
Ah. Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And
Okay. And
they're
what
like
about
the
the others?
bears. So
Yeah.
the third one is the diplomat. I actually
Diplomat.
thought that you are a diplomat because you said that you
Really?
want a slow life. So
Yes.
diplomats take time to decide. So they're the
Yeah.
people that if you want a decision from them right now, they will not decide. They'll be like, okay, I'll
Mm-hmm.
get back to you after 3 days. I'll think about it.
Yeah. 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 That's so true. Yeah.
Hmm.
what
Yeah.
What other
So
things?
I was
What other behavior for diplomat aside from that?
they want to do things at their own pace. That's basically the
Okay.
number one
Oh
indication.
yes. Oh
Yeah.
yes. I am a
They don't want
diplomat.
to be rushed. They don't want to
Yeah.
be rushed. And you can never rush them.
Yeah. Nope. Nope. No. No. Oh, I get so anxious when people rush me.
Yeah, exactly. Because that is a diplomat. You don't want to be rushed, and
Yeah.
you love pleasure, whether it's just body pleasure or going somewhere
Mm-hmm.
to feel the pleasure. So yeah, those are the diplomats, and
Check.
most of
Check.
them
Check.
are yeah, most of them are lactose intolerant. And my
Oh my
manager
gosh,
is a
that's so
diplomat.
true.
You see? Yeah, my manager is a diplomat. I knew he was because he's also lactose intolerant.
Ah, okay, that's
So it's
amazing.
really exciting. So that's diplomat, and we have sensors. Sensors are the most detail-oriented people. So like me, I will ask you until I have all the details that I need because I need data. We are the data people. So we are good at
Ah,
organizing things, systemizations, and all that.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
And the way we
But
communicate, objective.
yeah, very objective. That's the last
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. I know,
But
no,
can you
that's
be
just the fourth. Yeah.
okay? How
Yes,
many
question.
sensor? How many types are there? So there
Six.
six. Okay, let's go through the fifth one. What is the fifth one?
So the fifth one is the crusader. The number one indication of a crusader is these are the skeptic people.
Okay, yeah. The one
So
you
that's the
mentioned
number one
earlier,
indication.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but
Mm.
the crusaders and censors are actually the people, these are the eight type personalities. These are the people who are after achieving their goals. So these are the
Mm-mm.
people who don't need external motivations. And
Mm-mm.
actually that goes because crusader,
Mm.
censor, and then diplomat are kind of in the same area. So they
Yeah.
magkakatabi kasi sila. So that
Yeah.
could probably go to the diplomat as well. That the diplomat will not
Ah.
need an external motivation. So it's
That's really
influenced actually.
interesting. Yeah, that's true. That's
Yes.
so true. Okay, what
Mm-hmm.
about the last one?
And then the last one is an activator. These are the people who have a burst of energy first thing in the morning. They love adventures. Their body have to move. If they cannot move, they
Okay.
are stressed, and
Mm-mm.
well, that means that they are not living their best life if they don't move. So yeah, I have one student who's an activator, and he's like, "Oh, coach, that is true. That is true. That is true." Yeah. So
My question
that's
would be, can
really
you be a combination of everything, or is there like a dominant type?
you have only one health type. That is for your
Mm,
biology. And
okay.
that dominant health type, which is your biology, will affect your psychology. That's why I really love this, because this is learning about your psychology based on your
Right.
biology. It's so
Mm-hmm,
amazing.
mm-hmm.
It's more accurate than personality test. So just
Oh
by looking
yes.
at a
Oo.
person, the length of everything, you will know what a person is, what his or her health type is, and you can already know what the attitude is or the characteristic is. Like, okay, I know that the person is a crusader. This is a skeptic one. So if I will talk to that person, I know how to attack the skepticism right away. I am already
Ah.
prepared to be attacked by skepticism. So that's one
Yeah.
thing that will actually make your business grow
Oh
because you
yes. Oh
already know these
yes.
things. Yeah. So it's
Ah, that's pretty
interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
Yup.
Well, we have some comments here. I think this is from your student. Vishal, I am
Yeah.
a sensor. Is that true?
Oh, he said before that he is a connector. I think he can resonate with a sensor.
Ah, okay. And MM
Yeah, I actually
said,
think he is a
yeah.
sensor.
Or yeah?
Oh,
MM said she's an activator. Ooh, okay. That's
oh,
pretty
based on
interesting.
my yeah, I think they resonated with the descriptions.
Yes, I love that. I think we can go all
Mm-hmm.
day talking about that because I think that's gonna be
Yeah.
helpful for yeah what you said. I'm so excited for that program. So let me know so I can help you like promote it when you launch it. But
Yeah.
yeah, very interesting. Any other thing that you want to promote because I hate to wrap this up because this is such a really good
Oh
conversation. And
yeah.
while you're doing that, please, everyone, if you have questions right now for Chryz in terms of social media management
Mm-hmm.
or growth mindset, please let us know right now while she's promoting. I don't know your programs or your Facebook page or Instagram.
Oh yes, you can follow me. I have a lot of socials just because I have two programs and I do not combine the two. So for my social
Mm-hmm.
media management and freelancing pages, I have at Caliber Virtual Academy PH on Instagram, and it's just Virtual Academy sorry, Caliber Virtual Academy for Facebook. So yeah, for Instagram, I think I forgot at Caliber Virtual Academy PH. And so for my mindset coaching, my leadership coaching, you can follow me at chriscon.co on Instagram, and for Facebook, you can just follow my or you can just friend me. I'm using my personal Facebook on that one. Yeah. And we'll be promoting my page soon. So far,
Yes,
that is
yes.
all that I have. Yeah.
All right. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much,
much.
Chris. Last few questions. If there's one tip that you can give to people who wants to be a coach, because I know some my students are here, some other people would be interested as well to become
Yeah.
a coach, and I think I've mentioned this to you that I really want to uplift the level of competency of coaches in the Philippines, just because we're kind of progressing, but still a little bit slow in terms
Mm-hmm.
of the coaching industry. And I'm pretty sure that a
Yeah.
lot of the people who are listening right now would want to do this passion, but they don't know how to monetize it because that's where I step in. But then
Mm-hmm.
again, if you want to tell them like one tip in terms of starting as a coach, what would it be?
Um. Well, basically, the number one thing that you have to do is get a coach. Yeah,
That's true.
because you will never know how to do it unless you have a coach. But
Yeah.
if you want like kind of a motivating tips, I would say start messy. do progress over perfection and enjoy the process. So if you already have a coach and you already have the actionable steps that your coach
Mm-hmm.
is giving you, just start messy. I mean, I started messy, and these things that I
Yeah.
am telling you right now are the things that I have gone through myself in my coaching journey. So I started messy. I do not have a website until now, but I already have
Oh yes.
students, and
Yeah.
progress over perfection. I always repeat this one because people fear um they fear doing something imperfectly, and
Mm-hmm.
they fear failing. Well, failure is
Mm-hmm.
part of success, and you cannot succeed without
Mm-mm.
failing first. And if you
Yes.
succeed right away without failing, I don't know if you learned a lesson from that journey.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
just fail
Beautiful.
as much as you can. Yeah. And yeah,
Yes.
enjoy
Yes.
the process. Because you
Mm-mm.
want to be
I
a
think.
coach, that means you really have to enjoy the process. Coaching is a very beautiful um calling. For me, it's a calling because you
Yes, it
are
is.
touching lives, you are changing lives, you are
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you are helping somebody change the
Yeah.
lives of others as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, I think we both agree that, if we can do this for free, because I know you want to be a teacher as well, and I feel
Yeah,
like
professor,
if this is
university
professor.
professor.
Oh yes, yeah, that was also my dream before, and we always talk about that. Like,
Oh.
you know what? If I can do this for free, I would. But then again, of course, we want to be compensated with the time and energy.
Yep.
But yes, this
Exactly.
is our passion. Yeah, this is our passion, and
Mm-hmm.
we're very happy to follow up you guys and send a message to you every day. I think some
Yeah.
of your one.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, what I want to say is, of course we have to compensate for the effort and the time that we spend coaching people, and also because we want them to have a skin in the game. It's not just about
Yes. Yeah.
us exerting the effort.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
if I do this for, I've been doing coaching for free since my college days with my friends. But the thing is,
Yeah.
if they don't pay you, they don't have the responsibility. They don't feel accountable for the things that you have helped them with, right? They will not
Mm-mm.
take action
Mm-hmm.
because they do not have skin in the game. They did not invest
That's true.
something. So when
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
invest on something, you commit to do the action. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why don't misunderstand coaches why we why we
Why
have
we
a fee for
charge?
coaching. Yeah, why we charge.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely true. And it's not just monetary investment, because you also have to
Exactly.
put in your time and energy. And I think time is even more
Mm-hmm.
important than the money. So yeah, this is
That's
a
true.
win-win situation for both of us.
Exactly.
One of your students is here. Go, Coach Chryz, Hazel. Just want to
Yeah.
shout out. And
Thanks, Hazel.
okay, so and in terms of people who wants to get started with freelancing, because again, one of our advocacies is to also empower people who wants to get into freelancing from their 9 to 5. What would be your most valuable tips for them?
If they want to start or they want to transition to freelancing,
Yes, yeah. Who want to
yeah.
be social media
Well, if you
managers?
yeah, if you want to transition to freelancing, the because I started freelancing because I had no choice. No, not that I don't have no choice. I had a choice, but it was something that it's kind of, as you said, the universe led me to this one, and I am a
Yeah.
coach now because of that one. But if you
Mm-hmm.
think that freelancing is for you, my suggestion is, if you want to succeed consistently, not just for one
Mm-mm.
time, like after 3 months is the
Mm-mm.
only success that you're in freelancing. You want to be
Mm-mm.
successful in freelancing long term, not just for one time.
Mm-mm.
You really have to invest in a program that
Yeah.
that would help you do that, because actually you can succeed long term by yourself, but it would take
Mm-mm.
you 2 to 7 years or even
Mm-mm.
10 years for you to learn all the things that the coaches have learned with their
Mm-mm.
experiences. So when you have a coach, you actually you come to know the mistakes that you have to avoid, because we have gone
Yeah.
through the mistakes already, and
Yeah.
we're teaching you what to avoid, and we're also teaching you how to accept mistakes along the way that you will be committing by yourself, because that's not
Yeah.
it's inevitable to commit mistakes. But at least
Yeah.
if you have a program, you have a coach, you are
Mm.
accelerating your results. So that's actually the
Exactly.
only thing that I'm saying. But if you are not in a hurry to succeed, that's fine. You can do it by yourself. Yeah, because it's actually doable. You can do it by
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah,
but
for sure.
it's just not
Mm.
accelerated. That's only it. It's not
Mm-mm-mm.
accelerated. But if you want it
Yeah.
accelerated, go ahead. Find a program that fits you. Find a coach that fits your personality, because I have a different personality. I am a more sarcastic coach. So if you want a sarcastic coach, go ahead, enroll in my program. You will get a push.
Is that true, students of Chryz? So now you can validate that. I don't know what type of coach I am. Maybe my students will say something as well. but yeah, I agree, Coach Chryz, because acceleration. Think about this. Time is also currency. So it doesn't when you're investing in a
Mm-hmm.
coach, definitely you're gonna save a lot of time because we already paid
Yep.
for those mistakes for you.
Mm. Yeah,
So
that's
that's why
true.
you get yeah, that's why we get a clear roadmap for you because we have done like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've
around.
been there.
Yeah, so now you get a straight line from point A to point B. Okay. So
Yeah.
thank you so much and one last thing before we end the show. How do you define freedom?
Yeah, I think I already said I already said this, but yes, freedom for me is finally discovering your purpose and unapologetically living it. So, well, because we're always being held back by people's opinion and all that. Even though you already
Yeah.
discovered your purpose, you're still not living it because people's opinion, because you're scared that
Yeah.
what people will say and all that. Well, I got scared because when I
Mm.
found out my purpose, that I should be a coach instead of becoming a university
Yeah.
professor, I'm
Yeah.
like, what will people say? I am a licensed civil engineer.
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
So
mm-mm.
what will
Yeah.
people say if I will go into coaching? They'll be like,
Mm-mm.
what? But I didn't care because that's freedom. You have to decide on your own. People's opinion will not pay your bills. People's
Yeah.
opinion will not, they will not help if ever you will be in a point where you need help. They will only be there
Yeah.
to, say something.
Yeah, yeah. And look you now. Come on, you have progressed a lot from the time you started as a licensed engineer
Yeah.
with 14K to actually doing six figure. I know you're on six figure now. but yeah, I mean the six figure is just the bonus. I would say that's the bonus in the game. But because you're
Yeah.
doing your purpose, the money will
Mm-hmm.
come after. I do believe that.
Oh
Like
yes. Yeah.
yes. So definitely if you've listened to these people, if you're trying to please other people, you're not gonna be here. You're not gonna be here talking to me and
Yeah,
living
that's
your
true.
life
That's
as
true.
well.
Yes, yes, I
Congratulations,
agree.
Chris.
And congratulations to you.
Yeah, yeah. Congratulations to
We're both
us.
here.
How can we even Yes, that's so true. Thank you so much for being here and for all your students who've tuned in. Thank you everyone, Vishal, Blasila, MM of Angat Pinay, Hazel, Dang is here, Rose is here as well. Thank you all. And I'm super, super excited because you're going to be in my coaching program as well, talking about social
Mm-hmm.
media. And I
Yeah.
was in your coaching program talking about time
Yeah.
management. And you see,
Mm-hmm.
we're not competing against each other, but we want to help you guys. We want this to be a community effort. Like we can collaborate with each other and we are learning a lot from each other by doing this. So I hope
Yeah,
that you
exactly.
join us again. Yes, you support Chris, you support me, you support my students and my other coaches and her students as well. It's
Yeah.
a community effort. Yeah. So
Yeah, why
thank you
not?
everyone. Of course. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Let me just quickly plug some events that is happening next week. So I have a private Facebook group called Filipino Coaches Community. If you want to join in and collaborate and meet all the other coaches, please join this community. Again, our objective and our vision is to the level of competency of Filipino coaches. So we're bringing in mentors and also resources, free trainings that can help you take a step towards becoming a full-time coach and starting your digital business, just like me and Chris did. So you can reach your, I don't know, your 6-figure, 7-figure in the future while serving your purpose and helping other people transform. So that's the best thing about coaching. And every Thursday you can have this show, Create Your Own Freedom series, where we learn from different expertise of different coaches from around the world. And every other Friday we got Fuck Up Fridays. I'm gonna have one tomorrow, which we will be talking about the role of CEOs and the fuck ups of CEOs, which I am also CEO of my two businesses, so the 𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒕𝒆 and my first business, 𝒂𝒏 Hostel and Isang Lakbay Corporation. So I will be sharing some of my mistakes, and it's gonna be, a sharing. It's gonna be a safe space for everyone to share their stories as well. So send me a message if you want to join that. And actually, that's it. So thank you all so much for tuning in. And again, this is Chryz. Thank you, Coach Chryz.
Thank you. Thank you, Susie, for having me here.
You're very much welcome. And I am Susie of the 𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒕𝒆. And I would like to remind you that you already have a gift to create your own freedom. So use that to serve other people and also pursue your passion. All right. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
I'll see you backstage, Chris.
Yeah.